Good afternoon. This is Lovina from Ezra Academy. Today I'll be showing us how to create a CV using ChatGPT. So I already have a CV, but the CV is that of an engineer, and I want to apply for the role of a personal assistant. In my CV, everything is okay, but for the my education cannot change. My volunteering still tends to like the role at my volunteering does not matter whether it's being a personal assistant or not. My certifications cannot change. My membership, okay, we could edit my membership. My position held to date is okay since I'm not explaining what I did. My language can't change. Some of my hobbies would have to change. The tools I can use can't change, and then my referee can't change. So the sections that we need to work on in this CV is the skills. It must tend towards being a personal assistant. So that I will not forget. Let me cross this out so that I will know that I'm editing this. Then my membership, we could just delete this whole section altogether since it's not relevant to the job. And my experience, of course, that's major one, so I don't have to um cross it out. I'll just edit it altogether. Another place that I have to work on is my personal profile, but I already did that without ChatGPT. A highly motivated and organized personal assistant with excellent teamwork, a progressive mindset, and the ability to solve problems. So this is fine already, but it's also a place that you have to edit. So now let's work on the work experience. First of all, this work experience is all about being an engineer, site engineer, structural and environmental engineer, structural and environmental engineer intern, engineering workshop manager intern. So now, as a personal assistant, let's first think of the places where I have worked, the places where I have worked before as a personal assistant. So I worked with a pastor, not directly as a personal assistant, but you could remodify it to come out as a job experience. And of course, if you are close to that pastor, you have worked with him, you know that you have worked with him. If they call him to be your referee, he can always say, yes, you are a good boy, you worked with him, you helped him in this place, even though it's not a paid role. Exactly, it's not a paid role, but it's an experience. So I'm going to ask ChatGPT to write this as a work experience, and then you explain what it was. I worked as a personal assistant, the personal assistant work experience. I worked as a personal assistant to um I worked with the personal assistant. I worked as a personal assistant to the assistant resident pastor. Assistant resident pastor of Living Faith Church, Anke Okeodo, Ilorin, Kwara State. From when to when? From between what year to what year? Between 2019 and 2020. Between 2019 and 2020. So of course, the role that you played, personal assistant, who you worked with, assistant resident pastor of Living Church, and the year is important. You can add a little thing that you did. I typed and monitored his traveling schedule and run errands such as purchase of stationaries. And you can decide not to add this content at all. ChatGPT would create for us. So this would be number one. Yes, because there was another place I work. There's another place that I worked with a catering service. Number two, personal. What I did was I was helping the woman as a personal assistant to make sure that I capture all the food that she cooks, all the meetings, so that we could post on social media. So if I'm applying for a social media role, it could also work as okay. Um, I was not handling the social media pages, but I was the one in charge of all the content that we're uploading, making sure that we took pictures when they were planning meetings, meeting with the event owners, meeting with those work. I worked as a personal assistant to a catering enterprise, event planning rather. Let's say event planner. And the name of the catering is County Taste Delight. Between between 2015 and 2021, I ensured that pictures, let's name this as special personal assistant, charge of events capturing. Okay, I ensure that pictures of meetings, clients were taken, pictures of the catering, decorations, and the events are taken and uploaded to social media pages. Also in charge of picking up calls. So while we're at events, I was one in charge of picking up calls when the event planner is working, when the manager is busy during an event, in charge of coordination, in charge of coordination of team members such as ushers and servers. Okay, let's send it. So while it's generating, let's go through what it generated for us. Personal assistant to the assistant resident pastor Liverpool Church, Kwara Ilorin. Yeah, this. Okay. So we can edit it to in the format of our CV. Okay, so the responsibilities provided dedicated personal assistance to the assistant resident pastor, manage and organize the pastor schedule, including appointment and travel arrangement, typed and proofread documents ensuring accuracy and professionalism, monitored and facilitated pastor's travel plan, ran errands such as purchasing stationery supplies, maintain confidentiality and handle sensitive information with utmost discretion. Okay, so we can edit. For example, what I mean by edit is this special assistant, personal assistant, event capture into the event planner. So in my own CV, I write the name of the companies first before I write the role. So I'm going to edit that in Word. But let's just is the content first. Assumed a key role in event planning and management too as a special personal assistant, captured photographs, ensured prompt uploading, yes, acted as point of contact, good. So as a way of recap, what did I write? I wrote the role title, who I worked with, the year, and then a little bit of what I did. So those four things is important. Write it as a personal assistant work experience. Then you mention what you did, who you worked with, the name of the company or who you worked with, the location of course. Okay, for taste delight, okay, I didn't write the location. I'm going to add that Ilorin is in Ilorin as well. Then I typed and monitored traveling. Those are the content of what you did, a little bit of what you did in your own English. Then allow ChatGPT to edit it professionally for you. So we are going to copy this, but of course we have to edit it. So let's go to my CV. So there are different ways to paste. You can either, okay, the only option that we have is to paste it the way it came, but usually there are always other options. So let's just paste like this first and then edit. Work experience is already in our CV, written in our CV. We don't need this numbering. Instead, we need a bullet point. But first of all, let's change the font to be the font of our CV. I'm using, I was using Badana 12 or so, 11. Yeah, let me confirm that. Calibre 12. I'll just change everything to Times New Roman 12. Yeah, so make sure the font is with your. Okay, let me undo that because all the work experience are not in Times New Roman 12. So I'll just undo that. So use the bold picture. Let's change it back to Times Calibre since if. Okay. Okay, so please note all this modification is not supposed to be there. Now, this is what I'm saying. I write the name of the company boldly, and then I write my dates in italics. and then the role underneath. So I'm going to transform that. So personal assistant, yeah, usually I write it down. Then assistant resident pastor, Living Faith Church. Let's change it to office of the assistant resident pastor, Living Faith Church. Thank you. Yes, Ilorin. So this one is supposed to be bold. I think this address is too much. Okay, because it's a Living Faith Church, we are supposed to write because there are many Living Faith Church. So which one in particular? That's why all of these are there. But I still want it to be in just one line. So what can I remove? Office of the assistant resident pastor, Living Faith Church. Thank you, Ilorin. Let's remove the occasion. Yeah. Okay. The year is supposed to be on that same line too, following my that's no Roman 12. I don't know. That's no Roman 12. Office of the assistant resident pastor, Living Faith Church. Thank you, Ilorin. Let me remove this state. I want it to be as same as italics. Then this is it usually bold? Let me see. Yeah, bold. Office of the assistant resident pastor. Okay, personal assistant bold. Then responsibilities. So normally I do not write responsibility as I want to be sure that this is Times New Roman. Everything is in Times New Roman. Okay. The responsibilities, yes, good to go. Then this special assistant to the birth capturing. So office of the and then we'll bold all this. Yeah. Okay. So responsibilities, you don't want that to show. Enter. Okay. So this arrangement that is showing here, I don't want that to be there. Control Z. I'm going to, yeah, like this. I want it to be. I just highlight all of this. I just do that. I think this is a lot of the problem. So just going to highlight the ruler. Okay. For the sake of this video, I'm going to just continue first about the content and then work on the formatting afterwards. Yeah, work on formatting afterwards. So Salt and Weber Nigeria Limited, I was a site engineer. I supervised, I interpreted this, but we don't need this for the role. I kept record of instruments. I coordinated and supervised workers. I maintained safe and I provided work breakdown of schedules to workers. I negotiated with suppliers. I evaluated progress. All of this. So let's just remove this and then ask ChatGPT to change this to the role. Let's see what ChatGPT will give us. Modify this role for the personal assistant. Okay. Yeah. So we can see that it wants us to write the person that we were personally assisting. So personally assisted the project manager. So we're not going to use all of the description that ChatGPT gave us here because some will be a lie. So before we clear this off, let us add that from ChatGPT first. So we're going to change this. Okay, office of the project manager. Office of the project manager. Yes, correct. So handled confidential is a good one. Conducted research, so I didn't do this. Maintain safe and organized productive. Yes, this is also correct. Supervision and coordination of activities is a major thing that I did. This supervision, which is also supervision of all site activities. So let's change it to this instead of this project manager. I was an engineer, but I worked with the owner of the company who is also an engineer. So let's say that office of the chief engineer instead. Yes. So we can clear this. Provide comprehensive personal assistance to the project manager, to the chief engineer. We'll keep that. Supervision of all site activities has been replaced with supervise and coordinate the activities. So then coordinate and manage the project manager's schedule. I do know this. Maintain details. Yeah, maintain detailed record. I did that. Liaise with suppliers. Of course, I did that. Maintain a safe and organized, productive work. Yes, prepare. This evaluates and detailed report budget and project plan has been placed with this prepare and present details. to relevant stakeholders, then handle confidential information. Yes. So we're going to replace all of this. I want that to have a bullet point. All of the formatting for bullet points and all, you have to pay attention to that. We're going to do all of those afterwards. Control X, and then of course we don't need this. Control V, and then let's remove all the bullet points so that we can have a clean one. So I'll do the same for all. So we can add a bullet point. Office of the Chief Engineer in bold. Okay, so maybe I will just bring all my years down because of the way I was having trouble with the other one. So that will be the new formatting that I will have here. Okay, so the next one. Yeah, I worked directly with my boss here. I was a copper, so I worked with a boss. And so because of that, we would say that the office of the engineer, the structural and environmental engineer, I worked with him, so I was the personal assistant to him. So that's what we changed it up. But let's have ChatGPT. ChatGPT already knows what we are doing, so you don't have to rewrite the question again and again. You see what I'm saying? So that's why you have to consider that if you create a new tab and put that same query I just left, it won't understand what you want. But because you're using the same chat, you already understand that we're trying to convert all our experiences to something that has to do with being a personal assistant. So that's why you don't have to repeat the query anymore. Okay, so yes, ChatGPT has given us personal assistant to the facility manager, but I want it to be it's also an engineer, but yes, it's true. It was the facility manager if you want to give it, but it was an engineer. It was an engineer in charge of facility. Yes, it was an engineer in charge of facility. So Redeemers University. Let me just let and see how we will edit that. No, I don't want it to be in italics. Paste and then let's see. Please know that this modification, remove it. Don't forget that in your CV, please. So, okay, so Redeemers University Ede, we have that already. Personal assistant to the facility manager. I don't want to say I'm a personal assistant, so to say, but I work directly with the facility manager. And instead of saying personal assistant, it would be better to say that I was a intern. Yeah, just put intern. Better to just say that I was an intern. Yeah, facility management intern. I think we can leave this as it is. This is internship. Okay, let's really see how ChatGPT would edit this. Okay, so the roles that are not for the job.